I want to be clear. You said that if you received a grant, you would enhance the collection, meaning the books. So, I'm not a happy camper here. I mean, you guys, it's one thing for us to experience the worst economic crisis and have to cut. It's another thing for us to talk about prioritizing, enhancing our collection when we're cutting people, when we're laying people off and reducing services. What good is it if we have the best collection in the world if we close 2 days a week? I just don't get it. So I have the list, and I did look at it, and it is disproportionate. I'm asking, if you can't answer the question, is there somebody from the CIO's office who can answer the question as to why this department is being disproportionately impacted in terms of the number of layoffs and services?
The answer is clear because they represent a larger portion of the general fund. And so each department, it wasn't based on the number of positions, it was based on their representation of the general fund. And so I think...
So it was basically bean counting as opposed to quality maintenance. Thank you.
Mr. CEO, do you make decisions for the city of Los Angeles?
No, I do not.
You don't make decisions, right?
That's correct.
When you come up here and you speak or you give us a document or what have you, whether it's a page or this thick, those are all recommendations, right?
That's correct.
Who do you make the recommendations to?
To this body and the mayor.
Okay, and what is usually the basis of your recommendations, for example, when it comes to cuts, be they ugly cuts or not? Is it based on the fact that we have hundreds of millions of dollars less coming in than we used to spend? Is that the bases, usually the bases for your recommendations?
It's based on forecasts of what our fiscal situation is.
Okay, so basically all you do is you try to analyze and you make recommendations, and then it's up to who to make the decisions?
Up to the mayor and the city council.
So it's up to the mayor and the city council, the elected officials for the city. So the reason why I want to bring that up, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are worried about libraries or worried about policing, you're worried about cops, or you're worried about the convention center layoffs, or whatever you're worried about, understand this. If a politician tells you that the devil or the CAO made him do it, then they're just giving you a line of junk. Okay, the bottom line is, at the end of today, at the end of tomorrow, at the end of next week, at the end of next month, and when we do the budget for the next fiscal year, hopefully we'll be finished by May with that process, whatever decisions we make, whether you like them or not, you really need to take it out on us, not on people like him, not on people like him, or her, or her, or her, because all they're doing is giving us advice. And then what we do is we make decisions, and then we send them to go do and implement what we said that the policy decisions are for this city. So I just wanted to make that very clear. Sometimes we get frustrated with these recommendations. Sometimes we don't like being put in this situation. But the bottom line is, if any politician says that the devil made them do it or the CAO made them do it, that's just that's just another line. We are here to make decisions. That's what we were elected for. The decisions are not made by the CAO. They're not made by the head of the library department. They're made by the policymakers. And they're left to do with what we give them what to do with. Mr. Koretz, we are here to make decisions. That's what we were elected for. The decisions are not made by the CAO. They're not made by the head of the library department. They're made by the policymakers. And they're left to do with what we give them what to do with. Mr. Koretz.
We have instructed the CAO to work with all bargaining units to seek concessions that mitigate the 4,000 layoffs authorized by the City Council as an alternate path, and to have those discussions commence immediately. So we encourage all bargaining units to sit down and be in contact with the CAO, who will also be in contact with you about achieving those ends to mitigate any of the proposed 4,000 layoffs.